everyone else that I see do this task. When swapping out seasonal color, I do not pull out the previous season color. I just cut it back. There's no real reason to remove it. It compromises the seed bank and actually is creating more work. It's creating the potential for a lot more work. The only other thing that really sucks about today is I forgot to pause the sprinklers last night, and of course they were on when I got here, and everything is a wet mess. But when I'm swapping out seasonal color, winter color turns into spring color because it lasts through spring, and then the summer color turns into fall color. That's pretty much in this region, that's how it's done. But overall, I don't do seasonal swap outs 4 times a year. I do them twice a year here in this region, which is zone 9, 9A, 9B. I work across both zones. Anyway, in this garden, I'm about to do a seasonal color transition from warm weather color to cool weather color. And in doing that, I see so many people come and just start ripping out plants everywhere in this industry. I don't know why they do that. It's so unnecessary. I just remove the growth because there's a chance if we don't have a very strong winter, in that chance, I could have the next warm season color already in here if we don't have a freeze, or even if we do have a freeze. If there's enough mulch here, these will come back. And so there's no reason that I remove them. If they're really in the way or unhealthy, then I'll remove them. But I will just take them all the way down, flush with the ground. You know, if they get in the way, if we don't have a cool season that keeps them knocked back and they grow in with the cool plantings, and as long as they're not causing any trouble, I'll let them grow. But if they're crowding stuff out, I'll cut them back again. And I'll keep cutting them back until it's their turn to come out again. So these are the plants that I've got to plant today. 2 different types of kale, some Dianthus Sweet William variety mixed, and then some white pansies. There is going to be a mix of color and kale are going to go. This is also one of those times where I will remove the blooms. I'm only going to remove them once I'm done putting them in the ground so I can make sure to balance the colors. So that's why they're on right now. So I'd like to lay out the plan. So I'm going to do groups of 3s for the kale, and then I'm just going to tuck in what I can along the edge. 3 have evolved into a nice pattern that I like to call zigzag or a triangular line. This is basically a lot of triangles together to equal a row. Instead of planting like in a row, you plant in triangles next to each other. So let me show you what I mean. You see how these 3 kales make a triangle? Here, here, here. Then right next to it, these 3 make a triangle, and then these 3 make a triangle. And so basically it's up, down, up, down, up, down. So if you want to go for that full look by planting in a triangular pattern, and then use that pattern to flow along the lines that you want to fill in, rather than single individual plants planted in a row. Okay, so I think I have room for some more in the middle, more of the kales. The spacing on these is 12 to 18 inches. So I am following that because I don't want them interfering with each other, and I don't want them blocking irrigation. So I am trying to follow at least a 12-inch spacing. Now this bed is actually smaller than what a typical bed is. It's like 34 inches, just under 3 feet. The bed is really small, and you know, I have to leave room for the sprinklers, and then also make sure it doesn't spill over the edge too much and interfere with the grass growing. So I'm always kind of shoving things a little bit further back than I planned to get that look and meeting all that criteria. So when I'm putting in a big planting, I always have a lot of dirt left over, and on some sites they're big enough to where I have a pot somewhere stashed to the side that I would go dump this in. However, I don't have a pot with me stashed anywhere that I can go and dump this dirt because I like to save it. Usually I will reuse it for other projects. Anyway, so what I have with me is another bag. So I'm just going to dump all the dirt in a bag so I can get rid of these, even though they have so much potential. So I can get rid of these and not waste dirt. So look at all that. That's just from one flat of plants, extra soil. Check it out. There's the containers, and there's all the extra soil. That's a lot. It's a lot of potting soil. Now, something may come up that I need to use this in the garden, but for right now, I don't need it in the garden. It will just be extra bulk which messes up irrigation. So right now I don't have any irrigation problems and I want to keep it that way. So that's why I'm making sure not to add any unnecessary bulk. So I've got my back row of color. I'm going to start working on the front row of the Dianthus and the Pansies. Is complete. Just needs a little bit of mulch to dress it up, but all the plants are in. It definitely looks cleaner than it did, but it doesn't look like anything spectacular now. As long as those kales do their job, then I think it's going to look pretty good in about a month. And all winter. Let's say all the way through March. So we're in November. So when you go November, December, January, February, March, those are the months in this region that can have cool weather color in the ground. The rest of the time can be summer annuals. So that's 2 times a year that color will need to be changed out. If you want to go with some pocket annuals in your bed, that's all it will take, twice a year. Okay, so this client likes black mulch particularly, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of using black mulch because it's dirty and it's not natural, but I use it in front of my house because I have a gray house and I really think it looks so good when you have a big, dark garden area in front of certain colors home. It looks really good, but just in the landscape or like around recreational areas like pools, parks, or swing sets or anything like that, I don't care for it. But anyway, so that's the story of why black mulch is going in right here. This is what a seasonal swap out entails.